Good morning, everyone, and welcome. And today we have none other than Bea Hackula. Bea hails from the Eastern Cape, but she's not only been in the Eastern Cape and rooted there at the moment, she has traveled all over the world. Bea is also a Harvard Business School alumni, and she has won numerous awards internationally, both in India and on the Ivory Coast for women in leadership in various arenas. Her NPO is Africa for Africa Woman Empowerment and has been in running for a couple of years already. She is an established woman in her business, working on transformation, on equality, empowering women. Bea, welcome. It's such a privilege to have you with us this morning.
Thank you very much, Charlotte, and it's my pleasure to be with you.
Thank you for taking the time. It's Monday morning. I don't know what the weather's like down there, but in Joburg it's a freezing.
As long as it's not a blue Monday.
No. We're talking, it can't be a blue Monday. Woman empowering woman is never a blue Monday.
Yeah.
We're going to talk today a little bit on woman empowerment. And Bea, I'd like to ask you if you would share with the people who are watching this and to your followers that know you, that when we look at woman empowerment, how it's evolved over the last 70 years, what would you see as being the most obvious change that you've noticed in that space?
I think what is important globally, there has been very good policies that support women empowerment and gender equality. Whether you look at the UN Sustainable Development Goals or the AU Agenda 2063, and lately with the review of the Beijing Platform 25 years anniversary, if you look at that, there's a lot that has progressed in terms of women's empowerment, particularly in the political space. But if you look at the corporate environment, I think that we still have more challenges that we need to address, because if you look at board representation, there are very few women, and still women, they're still occupying the low-paying positions. And also there's also a gender disparity in terms of remuneration for the same job. So it's not, we are not 100% yet there. So there's still more to be done. But the other thing I want to sort of highlight is that I think women have to take ownership of their own development. What do I mean by that? As you progress in life, you need to be able to empower yourself in the position that you hold, but you also have to have your own vision board as to where you are going. And that is where you need the tools and support of the people around you, which I'll elaborate later on that what you need to do in terms of how you build a circle of support around yourself while you are developing yourself using the tools that are out there.
Brilliant. And I so agree with you. I've seen the shift too. I think that empowerment that starts from within is essential for every woman, to believe it from inside before you can go out there and ask for it. And I think it's a process and evolution. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yes. There's a saying that you win the battle before you go to war. That's the attitude that we need to adopt as women, that confidence of believing that I can do it. I think it has to start with you.
Brilliant. I love that. Win the battle. I love it. Before you started the war, I love that. We'll keep that in mind for you. Bea, who has been your role model in your life regarding being a woman, a very much empowered woman in many arenas?
Actually, it starts from home. I had a father who was a champion of transformation. He involved us in leadership division, probably because we were 3 girls before there was even a boy in the family. So that worked to our advantage, that we got involved in decision making and meetings in the family and all that. That is the first, I got it from home. But if I were to look throughout my career, I have always had men as support. Indirectly, it's because of the environment that I was in, because I'm a chemist. So the environment was more prone to be more male-dominated, my times at Dame and all that. But I've had sisters who actually rally and support, because when you look at, talk about mentorship, I rather focus on how you look at your 5 C's, which is one of the things that I talk about in my sessions, of your collaborators, your complementers, and your mentors will fit in there, and your cheerleaders, people who are not necessarily not part of your journey, but they're there, your sounding boards. When you're trying anything new, you are able to tap into their knowledge and expertise. So I've had various women that have been part of my life in that regard, some of them being colleagues, some of them being just friends, some of them is people that I respect, I read about. Like, for instance, Dr. Joyce Banda, she's one of the women that I've always idolized without even meeting her. And I took it upon myself that I must meet this wonderful woman. And we've established a relationship since then. She's participated in one of my conferences recently, but it's one of those kind of women that you look at a distance and you bring them nearer to get to know how they've done it in their own lives. So I've got such a woman that I've worked with. I've also been able to tap into their journey of success. The other one is our very own, the former deputy president of South Africa, Pumzile Mlambo Ngcuka. I actually appreciated when she was part of the leadership in South Africa, but also when she went into the UN and what she's been driving there. There's so many that I can actually highlight to say these are the people that I've actually looked upon and be able to gain something, whether it's with close relationships or at a distance. Because I think mentorship, you shouldn't confine yourself to a one-on-one kind of relationship, but these are the people that you should be able to tap into their expertise and their knowledge and build those relationships. It's about cooperation. That's why I talk about the C's, that you must master the 5 C's of relations. Who do you need, when, how.
Beautiful,
So
beautiful.
that has been my journey.
Thank you. That's beautiful. Bea, what would you say to anyone coming up through the ranks today? It doesn't matter which corporate arena or in their environment, in their communities, because I know you do a lot of work in community as well with your NPO. What would you give as a word of advice, as one sentence that you could say to the girls that are coming into the world of where there's much more empowerment than before? What would you say to them?
One, you must not always think that the mindset is one of the things that is very important. You must gear your mindset correctly, that you are an equal to your brother, who's, especially now with the transformation that has actually progressed so well in terms of policies, both in the corporate environment as well as general within the country, various countries. So women have to assert themselves and be ready to take up those positions. But what is important is that you need, one, to get a coach. If you need to have your journey mapped out for you, knowing exactly where you want to be, and in that regard, you need to have a coach if you're still very new in terms of your career, and you know that you need to grow into a certain direction. So a professional coach is one of the things that I would recommend. Secondly, you need a mentor or mentors, because in my life, I've had many mentors. I've had colleagues that I work with as well. So a professional coach nowadays is very important, so that you don't, unlike us in my case, if I use myself as an example, as a chemist, I had to find my way, to say what exactly, you want to do, where you want to venture into and all that. Because at our times, there wasn't anything that would talk about coaching, professional coaches, to have a professional coach. But also, along the way, one could get herself some mentors, They are in a better position now because there are online facilities that they can tap into in terms of getting to know, their strengths, which I regard as personal SWOT analysis, because people always talk about SWOT analysis when they talk corporate, but it's as applicable as it is in corporate as to the individuals themselves. So that is very important, that you know your strengths as a woman. Don't try to be a man. Leverage your strengths to be able to grab those opportunities. Yes, you need to understand what the challenges that they're on the way, which is your threats and also your areas of weakness. But when I talk about the areas of weakness, it is also important to be able to say who else can complement you in the areas that you are not as good at. So you build that sort of empire of support around yourself to be able to get to where you're supposed to go. You can't know everything, but you need to leverage on your strengths and what you know best.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Bea. Thank you so much for your time today. I know you are running many conferences online for women, and in the video, we will post the link to your website and to the conferences where ladies can book up with you. And what else you've got planned, which we will also post a link for you regarding empowering ourselves from within for women under the age of 45 and women over the age of 45. So Bea, thank you so much for your time. I'm really looking forward to working more with you in the future. And I think things are going to start mushering in for women, and let it be a gentle journey.
I hope so too. And don't forget our power hours on Wednesdays from 5:30 to 6:30. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.